All right, we're gonna act like the Keystone RV music is playing and going through the list. All right, so first off, Merry Christmas, guys. Happy New Year. So if you guys are watching it after Christmas, maybe watching this video on Christmas Day. First thing we're gonna talk about in the video today, I have one of our loyal subscribers to our channel. He also follows us on Instagram. He shot me a private message on there. Dude, we talk all the time, man. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna give your name out. So you had asked me about de-winterizing your Chaparral 30 BHS, okay? And I told you, man, I don't have one here. I can't help you out in that aspect today. What I can do is tell you that everybody's winterization and de-winterization kind of works the same. So let's focus on your initial question, which is de-winterizing. How do we go through that? So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do, if you remember, we had them low point drains that we drained all the water out at the beginning of the winterization process. So remember where I showed you those were. What I'm going to tell you to do is uncap those with that antifreeze already in the lines. We're going to uncap them, then connect our city water line, okay? We're going to turn the pressure on full blast, make sure it's somewhere that we can either capture the antifreeze, follow local laws, regulations, federal codes, blah, blah, okay? Drop that RV antifreeze mixture out of the water lines. You're gonna run it. Run it longer than you think you need to, because nobody has ever called my service department because they ran too much clean water through their lines before they unbypass their hot water heater. Because what we don't want to do is introduce RV antifreeze into that hot water heater. So we're gonna run it. I don't care, 10 minutes. I'd probably run it for maybe even hair longer than that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, with that anoid rod out, or that drain plug in your hot water heater, with those out, I'm going to unbypass the hot water heater. Now in your Chaparral, I believe it was a single throw lever. Most hot water heaters have either 2 or 3 lines that you got to change the position of valves. However many's there, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, switch them all, okay? What that's going to do is allow water into the hot water heater. Now we have our plug out. Why are we doing this, John? Yeah, I just gave you all my real name there, or at least part of it. Now Eric's not the only one that knows it. Anyway, so why are we doing that, Junior? Simple. We're going to run the clean water that's in the system out through the hot water heater tank, ensured that there was no antifreeze in there already, because we saw the clean water coming out of the low point drains. But now I'm flushing that hot water heater out. If there was any sediment left in the bottom of that, we're going to do our best to flush that out of the system. Once I've ran that for 5 minutes or so, or made sure that I got good clean water coming out of there, what I'll do is go ahead and shut my water pressure off, put my plug back into my hot water heater, cap off my low point drains, and then go ahead and turn the water pressure back on. It should be filling up my hot water heater tank. I'll be able to hit that little brass pressure relief valve out there. Just keep it kind of burping the air out every, 60 seconds or so. 60 seconds, 1 minute, whichever comes first, But yeah, we're going to keep burping that till we get water flowing out of there. Once we got water flowing out of there, now it's just time to open up faucets. So we're going to start with the cold line, move to the hot line, and repeat that process until we've got all the lines burped out, got everything pushed out of the water lines, and I'm sure that I got clean water. Now you want to keep the valves opening slowly. Don't open them all at once unless you mind a little bit of burping of that water, because you're just going to have air pressure in there now. Or air with water on the other side, creating the air pressure. And you're going to be burping, basically, that air out of the system at some point. So if you keep the pressure low, open the valves a little bit at a time, it doesn't go everywhere. Otherwise, it kind of mists all over the place. So now let's talk about a couple of common questions we get with Winterize. And I haven't decided what this the video name of this is going to be. So first common question. Why don't you all use air pressure? Why are you guys so big on antifreeze? Well, and Keystone themselves is very big on that. I'm not saying they're not. But also, me, myself, how I came to that conclusion is basic math, okay? High school graduate, not college, but I ain't super stupid, I ain't super smart. But whenever I was working that service desk, I kept track of all my customers that were paying over $1,000 in repairs from bad winterization jobs, okay? I've winterized this unit myself, having problems with it. Can you fix it? Yes, we can. So we'd bring it in. Any bill that was over $1,000, I started keeping track of. And that, it seemed like it was 20 to 1 at times, where when I said, hey, how'd you winterize this? They'd say air pressure. Now, I'm not saying that there is a 95% chance that if you use air, that you're going to have a problem with it. What I'm saying is there was a high ratio, 20 to 1, of my customers that are coming in the summertime with winterization issues, problems with the way they winterize. If that many of them are telling me they were winterizing with air and had over $1,000 repairs, and only a couple of them were using antifreeze, and they're like, yeah, I think I missed this. You know, it was usually like the outside shower or the city water connection. They didn't know to press that little check valve. If the majority of the people that are spending the money are using air pressure, I personally just don't like the idea of it then. I think there's a problem with it. So that's why I like the antifreeze. It just seems like I get better results from it. It's what I use on my personal camper, okay? That being said, the next two common questions we get: when do I winterize and when do I de-winterize? So up around the Northeast here, the last camping trips that we book, typically, the campsites typically close the first week of November. Like that first weekend, they're done after that. Winterize it when you go on your last camping trip. Well, my last camping trip's in August. Cool, winterize it then. As soon as it gets to the house, while everybody else is unloading, whoever's going to be doing the winterizing process, do it then. Well, I don't need to in August. You got any other trips planned? They ain't got to worry about it later on, because I promise you, if you go, I'll wait till we go on our next, till it starts getting cold out, that I'll winterize it. Dude, life's going to get ahead of you. You're going to be out prepping everything for Thanksgiving, getting the Christmas lights up. The next thing you know, it was cold last night. It was 18 degrees. Oh, crap, I didn't winterize my camper. So, get ahead of it. Just get it done. Get it over with. There's nothing wrong with getting it done early. Now, when do I de-winterize? Well, if your first camping trip ain't till June, wait till 2 weeks before the first camping trip. You know, wait till it's like solidly above 50 degrees and you ain't got nothing to worry about. Now, a lot of people have camping trips in March. You're going to have to play the weather as it goes, because March can be a crazy. We have Marches where we've got 2 feet of snow, and we got Marches where I'm in shorts on the 1st. Okay, so I don't know what that weather is going to be come 2021, 2022, whatever that year is going to be that you're going to be watching this video going, when do I de-winterize my camper? Just be smart about it. And you'll hear this old myth on the internet. Well, my camper won't freeze, and then this other, like for so many days, so many hours, it's got to be at this temperature. Water freezes 32 degrees. Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you. So if it's going to be below 32 degrees, keep it winterized. Well, what if it's going to be that cold until I get to the campsite? Cool, de-winterize it then. You just saw just heard how we do it. It really shouldn't take you more than about 20 minutes to do. A lot of people in the wintertime will take their camper to Florida, winterize and de-winterize right there in the campsite. So do it that way if you prefer. But that's our quick little opinions on winterizing. Any questions you want me to address furly? Furly, whatever that is. That's a complete Eric word. All right. Any questions you want me to go into more depth on, comment down below. Shoot me a message on our Instagram account. I tend to get to those a little bit quicker, as the one guy will comment on here, I'm sure. If he has a question, even on Sunday afternoon, I'm getting back to him as quickly as possible. We've got a couple of other things that we want to go over. Oh yeah, De-Winterize checklist. I hope you didn't shut this video off yet. All right. When you de-winterize it, it's time to change your smoke detector batteries. Come on, let's be honest. You've had them in there since last year, and you're like, look, I'll change it during daylight savings times. We're not in our camper during daylight savings times. New batteries in your smoke detector. Check your fire extinguisher. Check your LP detector out. Make sure everything's functioning there. Do a full safety check there. You also want to start checking on your tires, okay? We're not only going to be looking at our tire pressure, but we're going to be looking at the center of our tread line, okay? So if this is the tire and it's round like that, we're going to be looking at the treads here. Hopefully there's not a big hole right here like this. But we're going to be looking at the tread. Reason being is we'll see cracks in those treads before we will on the sidewalls. So double check on that. If you do pack your own wheel bearings, and I'm not suggesting that you do, but I'm saying if you do pack your own wheel bearings, now's the time you want to pack them. Go ahead and get them checked out at the beginning of the season. If you don't, have an appointment made to have your wheel bearings checked. I like doing it at the beginning of every camping season. Reason being is I'm sure that the best grease is in there before I start using it. Some people pack them at the end of the season. It never really made sense to me, because now they're going to be sitting I understand if it's not moving, the grease shouldn't be going bad, but if I'm going to pay to do it, I want to pay to do it before I go camping that season, have everything once over. Check with your local service department when you book that appointment. A lot of them offer a multi-point inspection at no charge. If you didn't check your seals, or even if you did check your sealant before you put it away for the season, now's the time to check it again. You're going to be checking anywhere they join two pieces together, okay? Sidewalls, roofs, front caps, anywhere they cut a hole in it, like these windows, they're beautiful. There's sealant around there. Check to make sure you don't see any obvious cracks or separation. If it's something you feel comfortable addressing, go for it. If it's something you feel like paying for, go for that. I do like doing a pressurized seal test on the unit at the end of the season. I have some customers, even when I was in service, did it at the beginning and the end of every season so they could be ahead of their problems at all times. So double check with that stuff. Go ahead and get your propane bottles topped off if you didn't top them off before you put them away, which is something I do like to do. That way, if my barbecue grill goes out in the middle of winter, I got a spare bottle that way. But I like to top my propane bottles off when I'm de-winterizing. That way I make sure that that following season my bottles are fit and ready to go. Also, this is when I do my restocks. I get my toilet chemicals, toilet papers, make sure everything's in the camper. Yes, we do recommend RV toilet paper in there only. What else do I do on my open up, my season open up? Try to think of anything offhand. Maybe I do a video on that. I'll drag the camera down to my campsite and I'll kind of do a walk around with everything I'm doing on that. That actually could be a fun video. Maybe I could talk Eric into letting me have off a couple of days for to do that. Yeah, Eric, I think open up my camper this season. I think that's going to take a solid 6 or 7 days. I'll be back. Think he'll pay for it? I don't think he will. Eric's mean. He won't let me do stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead and check all that stuff out. I'll do another video and more in depth on what I do as far as, and I'll write my list out of everything I do. I do have a procedure of step by step of opening up that camper, making sure I'm not only ready for myself, but my wife, my kid, and anybody else that's coming with us. So I'll go through and prep that out for you. But yeah, guys, if you've got questions, comment down below. We threw a questionnaire up on our Instagram account about what videos you wanted done. You guys gave me some great ideas. So we'll get in more into that now. So next video coming. And guys, please make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the little bell icon. Hopefully we're going to be dropping a lot of videos here, especially now that we're doing them from our phone. Trying to get a lot more up as fast as possible. But those like and subscribes and commenting down below, even if it's like, hey, Junior did a great job, or hey, Eric has a big gap in his teeth, whichever it is, just make sure you're commenting something that really does help us. My goal for this coming year is going to be getting us to the, and yeah, there's my hand, is going to be getting us to that 100,000 subscriber mark. So I know I'm going to have to put good content out, but I also know that I need some help from you guys. And lovely helicopter, yeah, maybe we'll not use this one template for everything, but probably going to. I want to make sure that we get good content out, but I know we're going to have to work with the YouTube algorithms, and that like and subscribe helps with that. So hey, please do it. Helps us out, helps you guys out. Have a great day.